Hello everyone, welcome back to another video here. So, we are here again in Dark Souls 3, well Dark Souls 1, sorry, Dark Souls 1. So, before pass it over to Lorme and whatnot to sort of explain what's about to happen, just a couple of things to note here. In the previous episode we did Duke's Archives. Something to also keep in mind, our order of operations. We're going to do Demon Ruins first. Then we will do Tomb of the Giants. Then Artorias DLC. Then the Four Great Kings and Gwyn. The Four Kings and Gwyn I would like to do in the same episode, since after Four Kings there is only Lord Gwyn. So that's what my plan is currently. Also, y'all will be getting Dark Souls 1 spammed videos for a little bit. Like, I'm going to try my best to do 2 DS1 vids a week. I need to be done by the end of March at most. At maximum, I need to be done with Dark Souls 1 by the end of March. And because there's literally April, May, then Final Shape for Destiny 2. My content plans for April and May are, and I would like to start this in March. Number one, once Into the Light stuff comes out, I do want to release 3 guides on New Light for New Light players. 3 New Light guides for players, 1 for Titan, 1 for Warlock, and 1 for Hunter, to try to onboard, to do my best and do my part in onboarding Destiny 2 players, as best that I can. Just to help those of y'all out there that might have fallen behind or haven't done or don't really know how to get ready for Final Shape. And I have played enough on those 3 characters to, even though I'm a Titan main, I have played a lot of Warlock and Hunter, so I can guide y'all on, okay, what do you need if you have been a free-to-play player, and what order to get expansions in, because it is a little bit different for different Guardian classes, because some years were better than others for the different Guardian classes. And talking about which subclass you really should be getting for each class, because obviously it's different if you're a Titan, it's different if you're a Warlock, and it's different if you're a Hunter. So I would like to start doing that, and also I'll be doing a raid weapons thing, so that is also something of note. Guys, we're gonna kind of hop straight into here. We need to go to Quelaag's Domain. No, wait, no, Demon Ruins is down here. I couldn't remember which one we had. We need to go to the entrance. There is a shortcut we can access later on that we are only able to access if and only if you are in Quelana's, if you're a part of her little group. So here's Demon Ruins. There are a couple of things that I will mention about some secrets about this area. First and foremost, this area was initially intended to be a swamp. This area was, at least based on what we can tell, this area was initially supposed to be a swamp. So in places of wildflowers, you're supposed to be water or whatever. Anyways, from here on out, you're gonna stop hearing from in-game me until I fight bosses. Hello everyone, so lore guy here. So, obviously this is editing me, but something to note, I'm only going to be talking about bosses and stuff after they are encountered. Like, I'm going to talk about bosses' boss lore after they have fought. Only exception is going to be Lord Gwyn. Also, Centipede Demon does take me a couple tries, so here's the first attempt for you. Alright, very short here. This is the first boss that you have to fight. This boss doesn't really aggro though until you have picked a certain item up. So we're just going to make our way over here, pick up this item to start the boss fight. Alright, we should be fine here. I don't remember us taking any damage, so I don't know why we are, we lost a little bit of health. There's this amalgamation. Alright. I forget what the cheese oak is for him. I believe it's if you run all the way over here. Okay. I was not expecting to get absolutely blasted. I'm gonna assume this goes through walls. Yep, okay. He's gonna fireball again. Yeah, I don't get this one. I'm just gonna jump off. Fuck, so then we're gonna have to that Demon Ruin bonfire is gonna be pretty damn important. Of course he hits us with the fucking long-range fucking fireball. Bitch. I think I need to lure him all the way back over here. Oh, I love being hit by something invisible. I'm probably gonna get hit by a fireball here. He did it! He did the jump attack! Let's go! He did the cheese! Let's go! So we're gonna take a good look at him. So that's the cheese for Ceaseless Discharge. I'll explain what happens after this little cutscene here. So basically, what kind of happens there is... Okay. So what kind of happens there is when he does his jump attack, he actually, after hitting him a few times, he falls all the way down and he dies from fall damage. That's what happens there if you just hit him a few times. Alright, though, I'm gonna let, Lorme sort of explain, that boss and the story, a little bit of Demon Ruins. Alright, thanks, Gameplay Me. So every single demon is one of the peoples of Izalith. So, the Ceaseless Discharge is one of the children of the Witch of Izalith. Which the Witch of Izalith is Bed of Chaos. This is not the only child of the Witch of Izalith. Quelaag was cursed as well. The reason for the curse was when the first flame was sort of dying out. When the first flame was dying out, the Witch of Izalith tried to recreate the flame, and the flame was like, "Yo, homie, what the fuck you doing?" and decided to, and it cursed them for trying to create a false version of the flame. So when Witch of Izalith was doing her shenanigans, it transmogrified, it transformed Quelaag into half spider, half woman. Quilana sacrificed herself to absorb a lot of the curses that people had and ended up in the state that she was in. The Ceaseless Discharge is another child, and another demon later on is also a child of the Witch of Izalith. Now, something to note here, the Taurus demon and the Capra demon are both people of Izalith. Every single demon is one of the people of Lost Izalith. Not direct children of the Witch of Izalith, but, you know, one of the people of Izalith. In Dark Souls 3, the demon race is kind of dying out, and after the witch kind of did her whole shebang, that's when, you know, Lord Gwyn decided to kill all, essentially try to wipe out her people. Also, on the left is a bunch of Taurus demons spammed. This is one of the big reasons why I say that, Demon Runes in Lost Izalith, it really feels unfinished. Heavily unfinished. Like, oh, I don't think I've ever seen a section in the game more unfinished than Demon Runes. But as we go throughout here, again, it's kind of unclear why the Capra Demon and Taurus Demon are where they are, placement-wise in the game. It would have made more sense for them to be sort of around, Seed the Scales, as far as maybe they would have ran experiments on them, but I'm not exactly sure why they're in their respective areas. The Lost Izalith was at one point a pretty bumping city until, you know, the witch decided to pull her whole shebang and get herself into a bunch of trouble. Also, warning, certain, like, worms will come out of the walls. So that is something to note. So that is a pretty big warning. What those are exactly is unclear. And also a couple of things that are, and again, another section where you can see copy and paste Capra demons. Like, what the fuck? But something to note about this, it does seem like, based on earlier versions of Lost Izalith, that this was originally supposed to be a swamp. Certain enemies that were supposed to be here that aren't. For example, the Sanctuary Guardian in the Artorias DLC looks like it was supposed to be placed around here, but it's just simply not in here, so that's also partially why all the trees are there. Now, something I want to point out. To the right side, kind of on that cliff, just keep a note of that little creature that's kind of hugging that wall right there. And again, there's our worm boy. But also, the next boss is going to be the Asylum Demon, but essentially fire version. So it's kind of assumed that Lord Gwyn used, well, at least I assume that Lord Gwyn would use demons to protect very specific things. Like the Taurus Demon protects, is a second layer of protection to the Bell Gargoyles, and that Bell Gargoyles protect the first Bell of Awakening. And the Capra Demon sort of protects, I believe it protects a key that you need. And I'm pretty sure it protects a key that you need. So there's that, and I'm not exactly sure what gargoyles are. They only appear in Anor Londo and the Bell Gargoyles. They don't appear anywhere else. So somebody let me in the comments below, but I wonder if they would also be classified as demons. By the way, in Anor Londo, demons are used to protect Anor Londo, those little pink imp things that fly up and around. They are sort of there for... They're kind of there. I mean, they're demons. They are to protect Anor Londo. But in the Asylum Demon, there's one Asylum Demon that protects the undead from going to Firelink, and when you go back, there's another Asylum Demon sort of protecting, in a way, the key to getting to the painted world of Ariandel. So there's that. And as far as the stone moving statues, those are also all demons. These were all once people. And fun fact, at least if I remember correctly, the door that the Taurus demon there is protecting is seen again in Dark Souls 3. In Dark Souls 3, Lost Izalith, it does exist. It is obviously a shell of its former self, but it's still there. Now, the Witch of Izalith is kind of surrounded in mystery a little bit. Some people believe that she's alive still, or at least she didn't get transformed into anything herself, but I heavily disagree with this. But it's time for me to pass you over to a Silent Demon Me, and I will catch y'all in a bit. Alright, we are at the next boss, which is the Silent Demon for third time. There are easy peasy lemon squeezy. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Okay. Now there is a shortcut that we do need to grab here. And since that boss doesn't really have any intensive lore, will be stuck with me for the meantime. I'm sure that's fun and exciting. Always try to attack them first to prevent their fire attacks. Also, I have no idea how I stayed alive this long without dying. By the way, I don't know if they have any loot to drop. Screw it. Alright, let's press onward and onward. Okay. Just making sure before we step on that plate. And then this right here leads directly above the boss room. But this, I believe, you can only activate if you are of in Queen Lana's cult. Well, her cult. Yeah, that unlocks this little that unlocks this shortcut. So that is very nice. And I'll be perfectly honest, we are actually progressing through this area a lot faster than I would have anticipated. Because under normal circumstances, I don't know why I fucking stuttered there. Usually this area takes me the longest to get through. Besides Tomb of the Giants. And dear God, when we get to Tomb of the Giants, that is going to be rough. We don't want to go that way. We want to go this way. From here on out, we're actually fine to die. But we want to go... Fuck, we're dead! Oh my God, how are we not dead? I have no idea how the fuck we're not dead. Alright. But right here, we need to kill all these bugs. You know what? We're gonna give ourselves a lightning buff here. Oh, does that only take one strike for in our current setup? Positioning. Okay, and then we can open up this door. At least we should be able to open up this door. Okay, Flowers of Cat Contraption. Oh well. We didn't get an item though. We should have gotten an item. Alright, so now I would like to keep our humanity as long as possible, because that would be really nice. But that's the purpose of being in Queen-Elaine's Covenant, is to unlock that door for his quest. No matter what, though, his quest ends in one way and one way only. And it's how most Dark Souls... It's how most, From Software quests end. Hello, Solaire! We will gesture... We'll switch this one out with... Hurrah. So this is the last one we'll probably get together. Alright, Knight Solaire, let's go. This boss is gonna be a pain in the ass. Warning, bug warning, bug warning. Alright, this is the Centipede Demon. We actually do want to fight him here. Want him to come closer? I was an idiot. I was an idiot there, and that was my fault. I need him to come closer. Come closer. We need him to come a lot closer to ground. Oh. Because, as you can see, fire does a lot of damage. Green Tie-Dye Charm. We're just gonna have to bow him to death. I hate doing this type of shit. That should have dodged it. Now I decided to stop being a little bitch. There we are. Oh my god, that was a pain in the ass. I got a humanity. Nice. We did get a ring there, so that's nice. Reduces lava damage. It's extremely late to be getting that, but we should be good enough to get to the door. No, we aren't. Okay, we actually do need to have it on. Okay. We're gonna be a little... Oh, frick. Okay, made a calculated jump there. Okay, I think this is actually the way. Maybe we're fine. Maybe we're fine. For now, it's gonna be better to have on Havel's ring. We are gonna level up here into health, of course. Y'all know me, I gotta get the vitality up to 40.
Why? Why? After all this searching, I still cannot find it. Why? Why? After all...
Alright, so while I progress through this area, y'all will be getting the story for the Centipede Demon and continuation of everything else. Alright, so back to me. So, first things first, before I pick up where we left off with the Witch of Izalith and my personal belief on what happened, the Centipede Demon, all the lore that there is, it is another child from the Witch of Izalith that ended up getting transformed into a monster, essentially. As far as that door that I couldn't open, you need to actually obtain 30 humanity, and you need to consume 30 humanity, that little white number that you see on the left-hand side of my screen, that needs to go up. And that humanity there, that you need 30 of it, and you need to give it to the Quilana, and then that door will be open for you. If you do not fight the Centipede Demon, before you fight the Centipede Demon, open that door. You're going to have to kill one of those bugs on the ground, and it's going to drop an item called Sunlit Maggot. And once you have obtained that item, you're good to go. However, Solaire's quest only ends in one way. Since we're close enough, I will explain a little bit. So Solaire, essentially, well, I'll just tell you how his quest ends in death. No matter what, he cannot and will not survive the whole entire way. He just won't. That's how all Dark Souls, that's pretty much how all Dark Souls quests end. There's none really that I've done that really ends with the character living, except maybe Eileen. Eileen the Crow is the only one that I know of that's left ambiguous. All other characters, other NPCs are a lot, well, they essentially are, they die by the end of their quest. Even Ronnie's quest ends in, well, she was dead from the beginning, so semantics. But back to the Witch of Izalith, I personally believe that for the witch's blasphemous actions against the flame, against the fire, I do believe she was turned into the bed of chaos. There is a small little bug that's kind of unique and used nowhere else in the game. I believe it is used again in Dark Souls 2, but that model, it's kind of weird to put it in place. By the way, there's no real reason why a bunch of dragon butts are, because these are undead, the back half of undead dragons. I don't know why the fuck they're here. When I'm saying shit is copy, looks copy and paste, it does. By the way, in the gameplay, this is the first time I've actually been in this area. Because, fun fact, if you unlock that 30 humanity door, you skip all of this, and you don't actually have to fight the Centipede Demon. I would recommend fighting the Centipede Demon, but if you're, because it gives you the extreme lava resistance ring, which is extremely helpful, but yeah. But I do believe Witch of Izalith dies there. You collect a Lord Soul, which was given to her by Gwyn, because Gwyn fragmented his soul, gave part of it to Seath, another part to the Four Great Kings, another part to Gravelord Nito, and another part to the Witch of Izalith. So I do believe that, you know, the Witch of Izalith did die. When we killed the Bat of Chaos, she was a part of it. And essentially her blasphemous actions led to the downfall of an whole entire city. Not exactly in the same way, but sort of similar to how Lawrence the First Vicar and his whole quest led to the downfall of Yharnam. It didn't lead to the downfall of Yharnam single-handedly, but it sure as hell helped. Now, of course, if you're going to the route I am going, be a little bit careful. Now, of course, before I've said, the Demon Ruins has the most expansive lore. It has a lot of technical lore. Like, the Tomb of the Giants really boils down to essentially nothingness. And Four Great Kings has a lot of stuff as far as humans go. And our Tourist of the DLC is really where things are kicked off. But, essentially, the lore of the Demon Ruins is... Witch of Izalith fucked around with the fire, found out for recreating it, and essentially it created the Chaos Flame. This Chaos Flame turned everybody big boy bad. You know, all of these branches that are here are essentially part of the Bed of Chaos's rampage. Really, the biggest two parts of Los Angeles is Siegmeyer's quest, which takes place here, but unfortunately, I didn't actually trigger it. So, because for Siegmeyer, you have to find him in Blighttown. So this is game in-game me so here to interrupt whatever which is something that we need to do. And then so the thing about that area is I have never actually been to pretty much seeing the end of Night Solaire's quest here. And then here he is. Do we have any resins actually? We still have one lightning one left. We'll use it.
Dark. So dark.
The only way he does not die is if you, if you're able to unlock that door. And Sunlight Maggot, that's the item that's needed for it. Yeah, and you unlock that shortcut early if you are in her covenant and have, given her 30 humanity, and you can kill that maggot before it reaches him, but unfortunately, no matter what, he will die. But now that we have finished the character quest, I'm gonna let Lormi explain that quest. Alright, thanks, Buckaroo. So, essentially, Night Solaire, we first encountered him in Undead Parish, right? Right after the Taurus, Undead Burn, right after the Taurus Demon fight, right? And when we interact with him, his quest is to essentially become one with the sun. That is the point of his existence, is to become one with the sun. And he can help out with, of course, the Bell Gargoyles. And he can help out with Ornstein and Samo. And the last one I believe he can help with is the Centipede Demon. I don't believe he's I know you're not required to use him for Bell Gargoyles or Ornstein and Samo, but you might have to summon him for Centipede Demon. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe you do have to summon him, at least summon him for that fight. Not necessarily keep him alive. But at the end of his time, at the end of his quest, essentially, he did, in our version of the end of the quest, he did essentially because the maggot clung onto his face, made everything super bright, and so he essentially went mad and believes that he has become one with the sun, but it's essentially killing him at the same time. So when we kill him, he's not of sound mind, and when his sun is fading, his life is fading. When we kill him, the other ending when we kill the sunlight maggot, he's there, but essentially he, from what I remember, because I've only done this quest once, essentially since we've killed the sunlit maggot, he essentially gives up hope on fighting the sun and turns hollow. So either way, he dies. We have to kill him either way, essentially. And turning hollow, you turn into a true undead when you've lost all purpose. That is when you fully turn undead, is when you have lost all purpose. And that is pretty much the theme of Dark Souls. One, in my opinion, is to keep going forward. As a human, you should keep going forward. And the second you give up, you kind of lose your humanity, essentially. And that is kind of Knight Solaire's quest wrapped up in a bow. Alright, gameplay me here. So since no one on YouTube really shows exactly how to get here, they just show at the start of it. So once you come down the bonfire, that's the way we came in from, through the Titanite Demon or whatever. I already cleared up most of the area. There's a hole's gonna happen there. So make sure to just go on that left side there. So we can continue Sigurd's quest. Now for this, you need a bow. Or something long range. Even though Sigurd isn't there, so we still have to talk to him in Blighttown. Lovely! Okay, so, but he's usually there, I believe? Right? Yeah, he's usually there, from what I remember. So we still have to talk to him in Blighttown, even though we kind of already talked to Sieglinde, I think that's what her name is. But yeah, that's that location. But for now, we are going to go ahead and fight the fight the Chaos Demon. Well, Bed of Chaos, whatever the fuck her name is. And then in the next episode with Tomb of the Giants, we will be, because this section is kind of packed heavy, we're just gonna go ahead and... also, for this, we don't necessarily need a grass crest shield here, so I'm gonna try to equip the bow, see if it'll let me do that without weighing too much. Yeah, no, it won't. Okay. So we're just gonna remove the shield, click on the bow. We don't really need a grass crest shield for this anyways. And we're gonna fight this boss. I found this part to be so janky. Like, why? Why the fuck is it like this? And here is the Bed of Chaos. Thankfully your progress is saved here, but we just gotta hit it once. This bit is exceedingly annoying. No. Out of curiosity, can you hit her hand? Do kind of want to hug the outer edge as much as we can. Should be fine here. No, we're not fine. We're just spamming the arrow, the bow. Got it. If you aren't careful, if you don't bring a bow specifically, you need a bow specifically for that fight. Oh my god, this fight is really awful. This is where we get into some massive issues. And it's hard to tell with the graphic. I forget where we actually need to be here. Right here. We just need to roll through. Just roll through. There's that little bug gone. And there is another Lord Soul. And we can level up again. We're going to go into 35 health. And we are going to go into strength. I would like to get our strength up a bit. That is 2 out of the 4 Lord Souls obtained. We're going to use some of these to level up. And our equipment, our Uchigatana is definitely going to need repairs. Yep. Even though in the next episode, we're not really going to be using it that much. Alright, but as per promise, just so y'all can see it at the end of this episode, we are going to join Guinevere's Covenant. She will be the Covenant that we will remain in for the rest of the game.
O chosen undead, thou hast judged.
Yes, we have joined our Covenant now.
Hereafter I, Guinevere, if thou so needest, may thou be one with the since the day fought one and was a good indeed.
Oh, she gives more stuff, but that's not necessary right now.
May thou
I forget what that ring actually does. Oh, miracles. Oh, yeah, you need her if you're like most of the covenants are only for magic users basically. But time to reveal my plans for the rest of the series. For the rest, first and foremost, we officially do not need the bow anymore. From now on, we are basically exclusively using Grasscrest Shield and Uchigatana. That's pretty much the setup we are running with for the rest of the game. Now, obviously, end of these videos, usually I just give a little talk or whatever. But for all of this, you know, Tomb of the Giants is next. Tomb of the Giants, I'm gonna have to edit down very heavily, because dear God, if you're familiar with Dark Souls 1, you know, Tomb of the Giants is the worst area in my opinion. It's worse than Demon Ruins and Lost Izalith. I really firmly believe that this is worse. Like, Tomb of the Giants is worse. Also, if it's your first time playthrough, and you're going through Demon Ruins for the first time, I would suggest, number one, I would suggest saving up 30 humanity and giving it to Quilana. However, I would also suggest going to fight the Centipede Demon, because that is going to kind of help out. I do think it should have dropped from the Ceaseless Discharge, or it's like the Ceaseless Demon or whatever. Whatever it's called, the first one at the beginning. In my opinion, Demon Ruins is probably the worst area in terms of how it's put together. It feels so rushed as you're playing through it, and I'm sure you as a viewer are like, what the fuck? There's copy and pasted demons all over the place, and it's just, what the fuck is happening? That being said, for Tomb of the Giants, we will be using the Morning Star. You need a divine weapon in order to permanently kill skeletons. In Dark Souls 3, this is changed to where you have to basically kill them. You have to kill them twice, essentially. Yeah, you have to kill them twice. I believe divine weapons still are one kill. And then Elden Ring, once you down a skeleton, you have to hit their body again to kill them permanently. Also, there is the only other way to stop them from spawning is there is a skeleton mage that you can kill. We will be. We'll do Sigurd's Quest and try to finish it out. We'll do Sigurd's Quest probably in the Artorias DLC video, because I know my way around that. I know my way through the DLC, so that'll be that. We'll either be doing Sigmar's Quest in the Artorias DLC video, or in the Four Kings video where we start with doing Sigurd's Quest. Currently, at this point, there really is, loot-wise, there's no point, because I already have a Titanite slab, but there is an area that I do want to show you called Ash Lake that I haven't even been to. But yeah, on that note, thanks for tuning in, and I will catch y'all on the flip side.